Pit Fiend lines up its mighty sword, takes a huge swing at you, and it hits, doing a massive 13 points of damage. You go down. Make a death save. Oh, look at that. Unfortunately, your armor does not save you. The Pit Fiend cleaves your plate in half and you are lying bleeding out on the ground. What do the rest of you do? G'day and welcome to another episode of Tech Adept Crafts. Today we're talking dice towers and this wonderful DM screen that I have printed out. While it's all well and good to just go and roll your dice on the table, oh dear, shout out to the 2 crew, it's sometimes nice to have something to roll it on. You can have dice trays which are really easy to transport and saves your table. 3, slightly better. These, really easy to transport, fold up, they can even clip 2 together. Great, love them. A dice tower is something that you can't quite transport as easily, but is a great thing to have at home. This one here is actually designed by Tom Tullis over at Fat Dragon Games. It's a modular system, very, very cool, lots of little features, 2 different types of dice towers. I've got one facing towards me, one facing away. So this is my rolls that I don't show the players, and this is the rolls that maybe they need to make, those critical rolls that could make or break a campaign. That's a great way, and I've got the demon face facing outwards because that's going to be a lot of fun. There are little slots in these where you could put where you could put initiative markers in along the top. There are slots at the back where you can place miniatures. There are areas where you can put pens and pencils. There are areas where you can store larger items like props or miniatures can go into here, but it's a great way to have a flavorful DM screen. And there's still plenty of room where you can put your laptop or your iPad or what have you. There are even clip-on parts like the objective markers that can go in the top for a clipboard. So that could actually go there with stats and things for NPCs and monsters and what have you. It's a really cool design, and I really like this. I've had it for a while, but I've only just recently printed this one up. Painted very simply, just grays, brown wash, done. I haven't even done a dry brushing on this. This is just to put on the table, really quick and easy. It's a great way to actually have your miniatures so you know what you've got coming up. You can have them there and you don't forget. If you don't want to do a full DM screen, there's actually a huge variety of dice towers out there. This is one that I have shown in a previous video, but not in huge detail. It's actually by Iain Lovecraft. I'm hoping it's still available because it's an amazing piece. It was one that he did a number of years ago, and it, I think, was originally designed for a Blood Bowl board, which is very, very cool. But I love it. I've got it on my Aztec board that I did a number of months ago for facing giants. This one, really simple. The actual dragon head horn is the dice tower. 12, getting better. Really, really enjoy these dice towers, and you can put a huge number of dice in at once. That's so satisfying. There we go. There's an Iain Lovecraft dice tower, and he does have quite a few of them. This is the only one that I've printed out. Next one, we have this one by Maker's Anvil. I'm actually printing this one up for NADPOD, and I'll be sending this one over. This will be for Brian Murphy. I've got the miniatures for the 3 players, but this one is for Brian. The DM doesn't really have a character, so this will be for him. But it's got the 2 sides. I know he's a bit of a Warcraft fan, and this one really, really spoke to me about that one. So he's got the orc and the human sides there for Azeroth, and really love it. It's not, I don't think it's designed specifically for Warcraft, but it's definitely done with a Warcraft-esque theme. We've got 2 sides here, so you can have a DM side and a player side. And again, it's just very simple. 5, that one stopped. Okay, I don't know why that stopped. Let's try that again. 15. Things are looking up for me today. Wow, let's see how the orcs go. 11. Okay, humans win, great. Okay, and there we go. This thing can also be done in a number of ways. Now, I haven't actually painted this part up, but the dice tray can be just a single one. There's actually 5 slots there. I've only put 3 in the other one. Just came off that side. Let's get that together. There. So you could actually just have it as a single side dice tray, and that's perfectly fine. This one actually comes straight off Thingiverse. There are a huge, I just did another search in there because I couldn't remember exactly who it was from, but this is called Another Dice Tower. Why is it called Another Dice Tower? Because there are so many on Thingiverse, it's not funny. You could download any style of dice tower that you'd like. There are traditional towers, there are skull towers, there are pyramid towers, there are collapsible towers, there are fold-up towers. You name it, you can really find it on Thingiverse. So I just did a search there and it came up with how many? More than 4 pages worth of dice towers. If you can't find what you're looking for on that, yeah, you're probably hard to please. But anyway, this one is pretty cool. It's got a little front tray, which you can actually store the tower in. That's great. I haven't actually stuck this one together yet because I haven't finished painting it up. Finding the right bottle to use on this one was an issue. I printed this one at 97% size to fit the bottle. So we've got our little tray, we've got our dice tower with a beautiful clear wall, so that when you go and roll your nat 20, 4, oh well. When you go and roll your dice, you can actually see them going down, and you've got a tray in the bottom to catch them. That's really cool. I very much like this idea. Where did I get this idea from? One of my friends printed up a tower very similar to this, but it actually had a railing around the spiral. I think it's done by the same guy. All right, so the designer for this one is Lau85. Lau85, Lau85 on Thingiverse. Free dice tower, huge amount of fun. Really enjoyed printing this up and very much looking forward to painting it up. There's a little knight that sits in an alcove at the front. I have not glued him down yet, as I think it will be a lot easier to paint him separately. And they just all slot together. Very cool. This is not glued yet, so I can take it apart. If something gets caught, I can take it apart. Very easy. Very, very easy. So a friend of mine printed this one, a very similar one to this, and that got me into thinking about doing a dice tower. I had not done a dice tower before, so this was my first idea. Then I had this one that I printed. Then I had the one for NADPOD. Then I printed the entire DM screen. Yep. Okay. Lots of printing. Lots of printing. Anyway, that's... One feature that I really like about the dice towers is that you have a little spot on the top where you could actually still use it as terrain. That's a great feature. So, I mean, this lovely wizard here from The Tale of Two Cities by Iain Lovecraft, this is able to be used. And I like the idea. Wizard's Tower, maybe he's got a glass fortress. Okay. Cool. Then I had the idea of doing a scratch-built one. This thing has taken me several hours and I'm absolutely loving it. Haven't ever done this style of foam brickwork before. So this was a lot of fun. They're all individual bricks then stuck onto the outside of a Pringles can. Does it work? Does it work? I hear you ask. The first D20 roll, the first D20 roll on my new dice tower, nat 20. Oh, okay. I kid you not, this is not a joke. This is only the second dice to roll on it. We rolled a D6 on it yesterday just to try, see if it works. and that got a 4. But first D20, oh, just nat 20. I'm just going to stare at that for a minute. Yes, it works. There are a number of different levels in there just to bounce the dice around and make sure that they all go down. And don't get stuck in the landing. Absolutely can use this as a piece of terrain. There is still the area on the top where you can place miniatures. There's enough room there for at least 2, maybe 3 people on top. Hey, nice little piece of terrain. Or you might, what have I got? You might be able, who's hiding in the background here? You might be able to fit a dragon. Cool. So as I said, this was a really quick intro into Dice Towers. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you might get inspired to print your own or make your own. There will be another video coming on the building process of the Dice Tower alone, because that was just going to make this video way too long and I didn't want to do that to you. So separate video, just dealing with the building and painting of this. I want to say a massive thank you to all of my patrons. Don't forget, if you would like to support the channel, you can jump on over to Patreon at patreon.com/techadeptcrafts, and you can become the latest member of the hobby goodness or the full tackle, or just throw a coin to the bard. Either way, your support is really much appreciated. At the very least, make sure that you click that like button and click subscribe so that you do not miss out on that next video detailing how to build the Dice Tower. That'll be coming up very shortly. Until next time, I will see you next time and keep hobbying. Cheers.